In fact, as we speak, we are exporting about 300 megawatts of power outside Ghana to Burkina Faso, to Benin, and to other neighboring countries. And so when you have enough and you are exporting power, obviously there will be no need to publish load shedding timetable. Admittedly, the system is very fragile and very weak, but we've been working around the clock to procure enough fuel and to make some payments to power suppliers in order to hold the system. It's true that Bridge Power, one of the independent power producers, shut their operations because of mounting liabilities that have not been paid over the months. But we've been able to negotiate with them, and I'm happy to announce to you that they are back online. It's also true that NGAS threatened to shut down the pipeline from the 6th of March. We've also been able to work with them and to negotiate with them. And gas supply has resumed and increasing from NGAS. What we need to do is to mobilize additional resources in order to procure more fuels and to hold the power sector running. Cabinet has also agreed that we operationalize the Renewable Energy Investment Fund, which will seek to deploy a lot of renewable energy, solar rooftops, EV charging stations, chargeable outboard motors, and more importantly, the deployment of solar street lights, which would press or suppress the peak demand, thereby making huge savings so that we can continue to produce power. We are also to implement a raft of measures to contain expenditure within the energy sector, both petroleum and power. Consequently, we will be directing all the agencies to halt all kinds of expenditures that are not critical. And even those that are critical, they would need to seek permission before they proceed. The sector is bleeding and something must be done in order to curtail the bleeding. This would demand some very, very tough but necessary decisions. And the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition is determined to implement these systems. At the downstream petroleum sector, Cabinet has agreed that we ought to construct a second mooring system in Tema, known as the CBM. We have only one CBM, which is used to discharge both petrol and diesel. Demand has increased by 186% since 2006, and yet we depend on only one mooring system, leading to huge demurrage costs, leading to huge challenges and unreliable supply security. And so immediately, Cabinet has decided that we would construct the CBM. Whatever challenges that arise, both legal and financial, would engage all parties and address that. We'd also be constructing additional tankage in the west, that is around Takrady, so that we can have supply flexibility to serve the people of Ghana. Cabinet is also committed to ensuring that we involve private sector participation at the downstream distribution sector. Let me reiterate without equivocation that we have not taken a decision to sell ECG or NETCO. ECG is supposed to collect over 2 billion. They collect only 1.5 billion, leaving a deficit of 500 million cedis every month. That sums up to about 6 billion per annum. That cannot continue. Government must do something about it, and we are determined to do something about it in partnership with local content-led private sector participation. And we think that that is the right way to go about it. It will be done in a competitive, transparent process, giving priority to Ghanaian entrepreneurs and Ghanaian businesses. And we believe that that would help tame the situation. These are some of the measures that have been considered at Cabinet. Additional measures will be taken, and when those measures are taken, we'll be more than willing to brief you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. No question. Please, straightforward. Madam.
Okay, so let's take 3 questions quick. Because Ampa dia mani rukwei ayehu za mani rukwei ayehu by yaw owusu esiama ebuse yabri mema obiara akwa ban famra Kastle 90.3 FM mema no wodo dwumezi na yabri ye hye wodo na yerizi nkomoi na yabri yebezi nkomo bebrei ende ye fida and then the 7th day of March 2025. Ghana is 68 years. Ghana is the infinu edusia awotwe. Is it a Ghana that you had wished for? Ghana nehwehwe then ka 68 years ni enka ebo hu ni dey ana. And that His Excellency Kasembi na damo voice no mobo na yeziwo enkomo se ende iwona wodi se worubu enkunta ame inchirimba ware ba ibe ne enkunta ene wobubu the stewardship position and then painful binum and the Ghana fo okitekite yeni nsemi ochina the next 68 years, the next 10 years, the next 5 years, say yerubu inkunta amagana. Ana galamse inkunta ni yebobu. Ana corruption inkunta ni yebobu. Ana abeni biba ose in one hour phone wodwumam one for the proper way. Another wafon as a certain period of time enti ibinima ba yebesa kon obi su ba woye yensu ya yensu yebesa kon de me inkuntai ne yebobu ana yebobu nkunta de yama contract sika do mfa yadwuma adwuma no wanye ne pepe bia few years down the lane 2 years 3 years wabokono ena se kwana ekwan we tutu wasei ene da ya amanyo sam ne yereka ana yebobu nkunta de mebe ye dey ensu be ye sise ya anye dey ntimusu mebe ye dey yebobu nkunta de we don't have Ghana vision but we have political vision, we have presidential vision. And to be biara obe na adwene obeje o mani du bia no na nkasa kitani vision a odeba but not a vision of Ghana. On inti bi besisi e-blocks ibi bay onya na aba no no sinti also I reject wa mbochiedo ibi nim besisi project ahoro ibi bay also onya ma aba no oba besinti I will not go near it. Na me fa ngidin anadamin kuntain yebobu e wodachen ana yebobu nkunta de eyi na aba no do galamse ya kase pa ensu ba mere be gbotu galamse ase onu mpo na ne party fu atu aginem de a body a aba na nkasem party mpo no they are confronting that body asodamin kunta yi ne yebobu damin kunta yi ne yebobu the visioner our forebearers in the Wokitano. Is that the vision? And what is our vision? The leadership, the leaders of this country. What is the vision? Or a visioner, a political actor, okay, the dream, or a bona, a certain political party will rise and support that person. Or a visioner, be something, and never go wrong one abenim. Na aban foforo kasetia the maba no so oba be the same thing. Is that the vision? Their omani ikwe ayehu ebi abri business kwam na suman ma me sane mo akwa bebe o enfam Kastle 90.3 FM me man hodo from now to 5 ya tena sa ebezi inkomo afọ my Ghana ho 68 years Ghana mananka pede Ghana oyenyi enande ruhu yana mananka pede Ghana okono enoruko yana. And do you think we are heading in the right direction? Do you think that we are resetting and the resetting will lead us to something better? The resetting will lead us to something good. The resetting will lead us to hope. Taxi drivers, truck drivers, mama send mo na akwa baby o. Ebi abrimini Osman ebezin komo. Exactly 24 past the hour of 2. Ebezin komo kakra. Na ya makwan ma wonso abam. Na za omani rukui. Ya owusu esiamasi ayehu. Na wonso ehune dan. Time yeko school no na ye wadi bia every day yeko oye parade yaka na yes national pledge eko parliament every morning what can national pledge the current speaker of parliament we institute there every morning what bompe we are ɔbɛka national pledge na national pledge no maybe abrima me nsa ni nsidu ma obi o because and time me me production it dawned on me that I should look at the national pledge za yɛde ɛnano aka no ɔno na yɛyɛ are we defending and protecting Mother Ghana or we are destroying it with galamsey? We are destroying Ghana with corruption. We are destroying Ghana with partisan politics. I pledge myself to the service of Ghana. Now, Mamo, I say the national pledge. Na me kade Osman on kasi si anhwe obaya ko ha. Alaji. Akaba.
Area.
Enyi yaw owusu esiama ya adwende de omani ekoi ayehu.
Kamera. That question, the answer is yes, we just cannot give up. Say you to me why who not there. There is no way back.
Okay.
But I feel that there should be a way back to track maybe if the core destiny, yen vision as a nation, yen dream where we want to get to. I feel that all is not lost.
Okay.
But mama is showing the hen attitude, attitude now change, I want to miss you. I want to miss you.
Okay.
To be honest.
Me pede boy the national pledge ye nyina ye kabo.
Yes.
Ye nyina ye nkabo.
Yentumsime.
I promise on my honor to be faithful and loyal to Ghana, my motherland. I pledge myself to the service of Ghana with all my strength and with all my heart. I promise to hold in high esteem our heritage won for us through the blood and toil of our fathers. And I pledge myself in all things to uphold and defend the good name of Ghana. So help me God. Ebusia say as this the national pledge as be there be some day in one what's I say 1 minute damadi what was their vision now we should be some day wa break school and a pebia why in said there ebeka are you living to this as an individual? Come, let me be someone that am I living to this? I promise on my honor to be faithful and loyal to Ghana, my motherland. Have I failed? The commoner, my faithful and loyal to Ghana, my motherland. On the end, certain youth in this country, they prefer going out to serve other nations. Yeah. What prefer there and there, they cannot be loyal, they cannot be truthful to Ghana because the leadership are not loyal, they are not truthful to this mother nation. And to what prefer that they will run to other nation and they will be loyal to that nation than their own country. I pledge myself to the service of Ghana. I pledge myself to the service of Ghana with all my strength and with all my heart. Are we serving Ghana with all our strength and with all our heart? Do we love Ghana? And that when you share Ghana, even as in home.
Boss.
Alaji.
Service no ebenye biaye. I probably one can say two as a woman Ghana na a serve woman. Ebenye biaye. Send the press serve woman into his care and ye enjoy the political party.
And ye
be not serve.
Well, I do one you want to serve your nation.
Yes.
I did a child bribe before you can serve your nation.
Yes.
And obi only try bribe to serve his or a nation. That person will go through what?
You can imagine.
Or best serve with all his strength and all his heart, Anna.
Yes.
Until we serve our nation with corruption interest,
Thank you.
with corruption perception, with bribery, with illegality.
Thank you.
And the people are serving Ghana, destroying our land.
Thank you.
That is their form of serving Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
What say Oman Ghana? Inti and the Ghana cocoa ni, or Ghana quenyo do cocoa, or tum cocoa no, or do go kufo galomu or smuggle their kwabruchi because somebody is not serving Ghana well. And to we follow the same tangents.
Na anyime kubi amehuni ya. One cocoa and onye soya. Na wojugu kotokuma wosusu no.
Yes.
Wo scale one. Osusu cocoa no do baby a no ode block
Odegu.
mbaba. Be watch your potting bag. Be was a block half. Na wo da cocoa no. Na would be a good so that
add weight.
Wa add weight wosusu a. No chede less cocoa but mbaba na zero.
That is the intent that we are serving Ghana.
Yes.
That is the intent that we are being faithful and loyal to our mother Ghana. And the permeable production, this is what dawned on me. The national pledge. Obia Kebida. Ye nyina ye di for home. Ghana is 68 years old. People are learning under the tree. I promise to hold in high esteem our heritage, won for us through the blood and toil of our fathers. And where is our heritage? But ibini me be here no. Me we am voice bi a another the president talked about. In semi be okay. And I am asking the president, Mr. President, Mr. Minister, Madam Vice President, President Awel Twemuko, and that His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, no Wobi. Me bisa there, this national pledge, yen nyina one no ondi for ewo ho. Ahyan Kenya rutu hyan ewi abri, show the ndi for ho. Emi kwam na metei ana masum bisa ho kwam na sure there the national pledge ndi for ho. I pledge myself in all things to uphold and defend the good name of Ghana. To uphold and defend the good name of Ghana. And the way you go or many anymore say. You say or many name you to two or many I say. Ghana is 68 years. 68 years ago, Ghana was better for some people. 68 years later, we are not making progress, but we are retrogressing as a nation. The needed development that we need, are we having it? Because every facet of our economy has been politicized. Ghana, baby, why politicized? Alaji,
Kwamina.
My more president in the voice say one. If we are only using common tail, na ma me tail for na bembi. Aye.
Mati.
While we reflect on our journey, we must also review our standing today. We must assess our economic outlook, education and human resource development, natural resource management, national security, and our governance arrangements. It is essential for us to conduct a thorough review of our healthcare system, agriculture and food security, infrastructure and urban development, and the role of science, technology, and innovation. In this era of green transition, we must recognize our unique circumstance that is a nation rich in natural resources, yet vulnerable to climate change and we must chart a path that balances sustainability with economic growth. 18 years ago, as we marked our Golden Jubilee, 50 years of independence, we celebrated offshore gas and oil and gas discovery. It was a moment of great optimism, promising a new era of economic transformation and attracting significant investments into Ghana's petroleum sector. However, in recent years, poor choices have stunted our prospects and left us reeling from serious challenges. This stark reality, far from dampening our spirits, must spur us on to strive for rapid development. For if our forebears, armed with far less, did not permit their backs to be broken by a repressive and exploitative colonial administration representing an imperial power, how can we, their progenies, armed with far more, despair in the face of these challenges? Rather than perpetually decrying our failures, every anniversary of our independence must present an opportunity for us to account for the legacy we are building for our next generation. We of this generation are merely custodians of this country and resources. They are entrusted to us to manage them wisely today for the generation of tomorrow. These independence anniversaries must therefore be a moment of reflection, not on what we have done for ourselves, but on how well we have stewarded national assets for those we will hand them over to in the future. Our story cannot be one.
And if we are accounting for our stewardship as a nation, of which account are we going to render? Alaji,
Come now.
I mean, more the next 10 minutes. And I'm in Paramaka because I'm being emotional.
Don't be. I miss my Cassandra and I can be. Obi be all money, my dear, can be na yaman day be do. Be a generation. The last time Namre your program na reason come be there. Na me shanka in the 60s, 50s and the 40s or na Ghana the pan. Papa be friend was in there. The man and naughty. Once one time and now also backbiters. One as aban be war power. We say china one so what bomija there as an on say. Now one bra.
Don't be any
Once one bomber ye.
What was that? But one say now also about you.
Once one bomber do onesie. And see about some no quick 1966. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah first school post was Nkrumah had okay kosi wo hono. In fact, na a student of history no. Ya betete tinyama bebre na about Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. PD na no nka kan na azin nyina no. But ni nyina so na was one or two events bi and okwa force ma certain decisions bi hono ma would take you no because the papa no was a dictator. So there are some things bi hono ma but then fast forward Kwame yebenya a lot of military coup d'etat to Nkrumah has in Tabasha 1992 and ebe room into the Fourth Republic. And from that time now based in that you say yenya relatively a stable environment yebaka the yetum na yebu manu. And to say kwenya na damana, then we should expect then a lot of the development and changes no and ankawaba do money muhadi. I am penny pin and say yaka na ya sorry na yepade ye blaming pennyfo na was no which most of man to me be yes and one I would blame them because na yen to me and sorry na yakro bia ye a leader on his own will be bio but then na we jinakor and I yet to abezi nyimpa kure bi ne ba se bi there kono kwagina ye nanyim na hwe na totonyama na yembo yembra ukrum hade but then Kwame na yet to abem ho na what do we see? Ebisa question bi wa hade have a dream and a Ghana for your shares am ye ho and am you can say the next 4 years no ye ni vision ye ni dream ye ni direction o nyimpa kure ni nsem. President John Dramani Mahama until they say opa he appoint opa he disappoint without recourse to anyone me yembra nyimnyi but na answer ya Attorney General obey yours na wa file no prosecute. It's a expecter. What's in that he doesn't have to explain himself to anyone.
Yes.
No, maybe someone no constitution. So the minute about brass or ring you. Into decision taken a purpose a bono, and I know take decision or conem. And when you can say, while I'm blaming the leaders and blaming ourselves in there, and they yet na hade, come near Kotuaba, Massa wa Mosca, but to them come Koto. So in Pocono few political party ma and come Koto. So one promise wa and come Koto. In ICT, what's a gigu, garbage in, garbage out. And the Nimpana Kotuaba, and you don't qualify. And you don't know one's no or do honor. And you know the meaning Pocono, on used to who about my baby was ever more. And now Kotuaba the mean Pocono. Oko parliamenta another cozy president Anthony could be one until the next 4 years until by election na impakwa na ba so politicians will respect the ordinary Ghanaian yahwe by elections mo kodu okrom hadi and that one year central region one parade ground was senya asin breku ebona central region dey host yen event no hono and I work share bridge bia abane started at the time of where by election no after by election no jachi question is no na we jato into we no can be find chairman on yawa yet na had the politician he doesn't think about you on you know but then too much money no and on you know so you know some citizens no yes you actually you serious because no be jamu wakwa to aba obi 100 cities 200 cities oria on more quality leader about vision for the country. Our vision is just on paper, but Manokonda onko executed you much at all, you know. It is close to nothing. You home for so you expect today, you benya honum. We don't think about the quality, but we think about the quantity of kumade, you benya. You was school no, and penny for your program, you're sure they will testify to this thing. In the 60s, in the 70s, no students at Oko University were Ghana had they were fed 3 times in a day. Up to the extent, my lecture catch them there. You see at a point in time, students no call strike because or a demonstration because they've been fed with akukwanam they be ant one way. But in the say free SHSR, in the feeding component has become a problem on money region. Only because I've been on one was no, but someone abundance that much measures once and no one interest na what you know. Into President Wawari Shemida my free SHS Ghana Benny Bia no one turn. Si kenyo, hienyo, awunyo no, ko free SHS because I Ghana. But when I wasn't going to no but fast talk, wasn't going to demi, wasn't going to demi. Should the kind of it, but I wasn't my yenu animal school. 2013, I'm secondary school. Yeah, straight ban was feeding school. So what has changed now? My year in Ukraine and Momono, now we are becoming worse as a nation. It is because makes me that the service to the nation. You know why you? You know man who. But you may even know it will go to into so quite important banana expired once no. It's banana cheap on the market no. On no bottle, banana number from Mazizi. Oh mo zibi. This is the kind of mentality you to serve your nation. They should obey here.
And they were many ma wareka and your ma yakra the top 10 items are yakra yadibo mani mu pa. You ma dear kan Damaso na cars I was say
salvage cars one of the top 10 items are credible minimum. See, the politician will try to improvise you. I'm watching who don't know your wunyami. It's in the air there be some who there. For those of us in the private sector, another ever kada you be nejuma. You genuinely look at yourself na kada I will be able to sustain myself in the next 2 years to come with the same job. Shall cost of living and our salary. About to my bobra. I mean, these are the things we are talking about. Then I say, it's another the president kind of usher the minimum daily wage now. I'll board my phone about it because Scar wasn't my one. No. It is less than the current or year inflation rate. So it means they themselves they understand the situations we find ourselves in. The only sustainable. Instead, we're talking about diversification in our economy. Other baby we are virtually dependent on agriculture. And I yakoponye in Adom and a baby nya oil and gas. attention ni nyina akodo now the next minute your attention wa kwekogina do no wa akwaye the gold mining industry na the Ghana nyi bia na adwene wa akodo. In fact, let me say the managing director, the acting managing director of PMMC, us in there say kada ye gold mining ni ye wo krum hade ya. In almost every 4 weeks bia no government can make $200 million. But the miska ye kan wa say me currently yenye sika wo krum hade yo but okon no kotokum individuals abane nya hwe wo ho ene ye say ye na environment
ye na my
IMF ye pay 3 billion on hwe conditionalities a wa hye wo za to wo da man no hade in ye wo man Ghana but we are brofi and a true neo-colonialism wo bo man Ghana was man into American president was say sinobo o say kwa America there are only 2 genders, male and female. But when you can say up till now Ghana had a 2 and your body and face and see yambo yanka the LGBTQ bill no yabokone yakwa sign. I feel yes in there your pray and public issue be supported by government. Now maybe some question and previous abos na yanso yanka da abano so for no humba jim na wontum na 1 year. Is it only just to buy time ana na da yepada ye? Galamsey was a problem at Krum Hade. The current communications minister, Sam George, Oma yeta sede. Oban Galamsey na saban kada opodo of fight Galamsey within 1 week. Obetas wo Krum Hade. When you can say, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Ababenim, getting to 2 months now. Come now, what are we seeing?
2 months exactly today.
Yes, and they be more embodied enough the Ankoba River. Wotum wakwaye dam. Okoye barrier wonsum na we to Galamsey so that obi gina nyim omo won hey insu ya clean me want to say urema na we to Galamsey Kate Jenfo omo according to one awonyi maame no one start Galamsey another one start in the mining activities no wa former government ne pendo she's been doing it that but if there is an illegality we'll talk about it. In fact, last year's Aban was complicit in the fight for Galamsey, not because the Aban no shemo, but the members in the one hour your party faithful in the now we Roma in Yakawasem. And I'm you can say Aban is saying, ya but an MP, Parliament will commission investigations into it. And then I say, Kasa Yenria, Erastus Asaridonko, Chifu Praso Hade ye ben your party constituency chairman. Only the youth the Penema Security Agency won't come call you one ejuma. But campaign time your party members are what call Galamsey site and are watching the devastation of all Kodu Honum. What has changed?
Well, yeah, your press conference in your own soon.
No queries no year nafa. No queries and only nafa. Makeda Yabotu Aba. No, yes, and the president should declare a state of emergency. War Galamsey no do. And they can't we do saying nti na yenya yen obiara nwu na nyimpa kakra bi wonyiska nti kwame na yen political stance and then governance system na kwakwa today obiara pen time na wa beba wuramu abanim oba o member peskan fama ne members what di we ATS no na ya asanso ya swap ni bio na once wansanso wa ba obiara ba biara o man wembu ne ye kra to tell asanso start from ground zero bio meanwhile we've made gains for honum. Why do we do these things to ourselves? And it means we are just under the protection of the president. Maybe I put on yam kono and on yam boko. Obe amotum there, kaye bibia. The only thing to me are in the civil advocacy, demonstrations, or pure better or pure rinte. In fact, the Benjamin Pemba catcher and the president Sabo Numpa, yan train your koto aba, na ya cost me once 4 years no, now we're queen. Issues about corruption. We are not even making any attempt today. We want to prevent corruption. But Syria ya ba na eda ba political witch hunting. Onye dem owo political witch hunting onye no koro. They know deep down their heart to them. One members no were corrupt. But then also no political party to no. Wa kwa akoye men kada were gang. But wa kwa an organization to no. They need to protect their own. And that is what we are doing in our country. Entiati oral no. Ya be beti open. We should prevent all loots. Abo koneba for that ye. Yes, I know for fun as a cande. We are going to fight. But ebe ko wiechiri no kwamina na still now ye won kofi bia wo unscrupulous wo shabonima wo guaban and they be ameka the president awo yenye woni nyina no me too mentane na manka the president John Dramani Mahama only good heart for the nation. President Akufo-Addo only good heart for the nation. In fact, on your repository of knowledge, all this be now they are going to be advised. What kind of advice na mpanyinfa which one way channel was him one? Aba picture no which was it one? Into Ghana for your brano, no president doesn't even feel impo there. No man for no were bread. Now there be a question there. So be in a month or two or year corruption activity. Kwame Otumo 20 million Ghana cedis simple, even if it was a syndicate simple. Now no you share 1 million Ghana cedis. The meaning per kono so top pan 50 Ghana on huniska. The meaning per kono top pan 50 Ghana on huniska. Because it's can on you know. It's nothing on yaneshi. But I would the patronage 1,005, 2,000 no, a quarter pound 50 Ghana. Or it's them a elchim if you win. That's how it feels like. You protect your home. Train education system. You must start with the STEM education and make sure that is the new way to go. Some of us are even saying for there. So you bought to ma, make my medication akwa so rigid there. Obiko University was select a course. Or could one of you that course way. Ebi orum one pada ma divert. Come in was in the course in the affair no. So bought to ma diverter until the time to acquire reapplication bill. Until the acquire reapplication bill. Now cost start to full bill. How is that possible? You make sure that my system is so flexible enough there. It should be geared towards work on your chroma day. Instead, then you what's not then or make a significant contribution. Be me food as the adrenaline kohonoma and kababwa. In fact, I was even of the view there and can free SHS impono and can yen free TV etmo. Because I want to hear kofu bebre de one for an attention no or from kohonum. Interpret ko secondary school. I work at your school fees, but I could free TV now. I want to hear kofu bebre technical vocational education courses no one kwankoye. But in the you train a lot of accountants, a lot of economists, a lot of lawyers. We are training just virtually and qualify men can hear one. You hear one, but you hear qualify with the technical know-how. They will create the jobs, you know. Now qualify to know about
okay.
It's a big challenge. It's in the education sector. We still have a lot of way to go.
Yeah, didn't come on education sector.
Yes,
68 years and our education sector.
But my last one, I'm yen attitude. Come now, it starts with all of us. Say, you hunda benejuma wonsia, but what you naza? Our money in okay. Say, yen to me and patronize made in Ghana products and goods. Our money to me and queen, and you the economy or saying in it's because we are not producing enough. And of course, I be saying there. Come in, I say, produce will come hard in pa. Made in Ghana goods, you are able to me about to be.
Production cost in tea.
Share a confused ya you come out there, ya tout ya come market can be a chronable. You may not able to enter munto.
All right.
Share yan entire products as I ye and African printing kaftan or being permibi. Now kono from a designer 2,000 Ghana cedis plus. Able to me up me share. But then I foreign countries now. No go. And say what you patronize made in Ghana goods are one or legislation. You make sure that some of you may want to ban will come a day. It's a real career for Nigeria for example. Nigeria they are forced to eat local rice. Foreign rice sent to Munto. No boy yet then. By chroma then they be a pabro for when your money yedi. Be near Bakana Zaba. Everything near Bakana Zaba. Into coming now 68 years of independence. Me feel that it looks a bit gloomy. Especially with our attitude. And then Obia ni man hondo. Obia provocation also scano onye bino wedi. Or join a political party not with the intention there. Moko akwa ejuma e components with a good heart in pana people within your political party they will do everything to take you out of the party anya like him pa obokun so anya like your obokun
Alaji me say
come na fancy
our sister Singapore is dancing in a beautiful dress
and again
but we are here ya papa ye huntuma All right, to us, bring millions in come in the next 10 minutes. 0244408046 0244408354. 68 years. They are Omani Kwe. Wasu Ehuneden. Good afternoon. Yes, Angasi Mteo. I want to not to under maybe come. Now, quite welcome in anything and my another maybe. And Potoka come walk in there. And then people and or better infinity or the corner. So I know quite young MP to walk. Since I don't work there. Not a atom. Now I did not play the work law. One assembly. Now, what's out the one of a canal farmer or the court? When you do, you know, practice school, what about that time? My one student and police crop or parade, the one or why then only the other. You can now one since the name that the Madri and Malam Bra. It's only you do a desire the protector. You said that Wabandama, one man shouting about Fufu. A man not the beer all yet, but compulsory order. What means you do? Let you soon on the room. Let or man, uncle, your man. That's it. Maso, may I say, Uncle C. Good afternoon. Mr. Kukubo.
Yes.
What your poor man? Nyamiadumo, Papa.
No, for you. I will come.
Mr. Kukubo. Oh, that be. Online, no, Yanti. We say, once you bring me 0244408046, 0244408354. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Hege Esuman.
Alaji.
Madam. Now, salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Bichema bada kakraba yangu kuneshi ngone bieni yara. Na wo studio manager.
Ami.
Na wa waka ngone. Nyami ya ngone kasi.
Amen.
Na Hege Esuman, inyi mazo oluku mani Ghana. Oya pesemen kunya.
Okay.
The bottom line I pesemen kunya. Obia pede unya nezi. Na mo Ghana ze wanjeno ho. Yamfa bibi nsusu America president obey no pedo ye ne mani ye aba sam no ka China for osen zama China for was about 25 tax or that too inti yanka America for one to one zama one ma inti ekwa na ko China zama wa America na sanabo ye zina ento e beta wukrumezi yanhwe Burkina Faso yanhwe Nigeria mbra wo ya wo mu wo ka the foreign federal rice monto. If you're Burkina, small boy on an answer your baby. She's all yet for Burkina. I send so I he Ghana for you when you back a biffy near Kwabusa or Burkina is a bay Yemeni.
I like you in the Numawaya. They would Ghana, Yane lawyers now don't want to read now, was I know. Echo Burkina way in your form, Wapam African print. No one I want it so. Reading away if you will.
Mother's man, let me tell you, Pao, Mapama, papa. Messi, tell you, you go Kuma, it's almost 20 years or 15 years. They're telling it to Nestor when you man find me. I get in a Ghana for you, Kuya. Africa, where your young Casoya, your tradition, you know, so that you they be able for weather. Friend, serious I am, ma'am, paying for work. It has already. Kagalam say as a majority. Why then a Ghana is 68 years. This is the time when you see a wire pollution.
Yes.
It's a Ghana leaders and Ghana worry. Mamma party far warm to Mamma party finijuma. I don't know money Ghana. Only selfish is in American. It's a man Ghana one general once Ghana doesn't count sudden car. This match in point the year in point one so the year because your match was 68 years. Ghana. A home my educated man Ghana no young do 68 years you can use the 68 years in what guys say you celebrate with them occasionally because you have been with form you nearly there's a work in a man who are man about to put on my young famba when you die but there was a mission of this baby
that's what I say. 0244408046, 0244408354. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, I'm nice man.
Yes, sir.
But your name is today.
Christ and Adam, who name ye?
Yeah, but your sister is not home today.
Oh, I shall pa Christ.
The Yamias. The Yamiasi. Share Ghana, Afibia was there. Sika where we know before today. Sika where we know before today. Nampotos can only offer him no you before. We don't offer him Pambo when him. And yen Pambo when him no far. Let's offer him Pambo when him, Madame Coffin of one him. Abano, you quando dodge one guma. On ye, every day damn party, obey be. No call for the young fans and come Isuba, no way to be. No no coffee on by young fans and come See at the dam, you have the teacher on mana, obey ye. Shabakina Faso here. Only go the way was out to found go one
room, yes.
And one walk room, Burkina Faso, one walk room. Nansaya, Sajaya, Benio, being one walk room. Her own chair, maybe they become teacher, don't you? Boko Ghana, Ghana, Boko Burkina Faso, Yacobosa, yet I bay a many years. Near paying free. Are they Macacasi, and Pabaka Munchins? The local school, I used to school, so walk with you know. So school inside walk with you know, or being tassy. Young paying free was one solid. Ya bobo mpe musoja aban wasana bebiol meda se nya mi yeduma
ya ben kawaso ya de omani mpunta ya man ya sabu obi aba obobo bi atinten ena oko obi ginecha boli won boni e kra me na mi wo ma omo no opportunity obi ma no su tinten na oko. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Communist.
Yes, sir.
Mbocho Dazi Bakan.
Dazi, me too.
And pay we are be out on ye or Osman Mokawi.
Osman.
Yango position pa.
Amen.
And then Pogana Samon Moko credit, but Kastlefm will pay as a bay. And then one can say Memofo. Now Communist and there. Oh no, any penny, any must yango position.
Amen.
Uncle almost them names in Uncle Mona could do.
Amen.
I've been to Macadam. I'm coming and you become what you hear. Madabats and Dabane, Wabra Bonoba, your question. So you know, compa, aqua art in the feed that I'm in quality. In the end, oh, there, we open and day any year, and get you there. I work a yard, a care, a care instrument for you, ya said woman. Almost a care or cutting of ya said woman. Yes, she answers one handed. Because for the decision will take I'm now young to take the call 2 on ye and some. But in your part, we become what you hear in there. They be almost so good on my time there, and people in this so I'm coming this one. She was out to go for the obey to our pro for solution, but that it's the be almost so good on my time there. Or course she blames and people why and you say, you know what, the ma, but don't go for one for solution. But in T. Tibiala, may you tell the answer what time. This and number to kastlefm. Number to the host on the political show, do politically, but on a dimension, all the way when you are all we don't know, paying free year trouble money, being a year trouble, or the ones way be my hand. It's a home that was see. It's a you can't watch you any day. But yet, see now your mother, your reason, Sabi, or men came or me, oh, go for being a Sabi. I'm not here to one, and I here to money, maybe if you are. Until the maturity, Stefano was saying you to know. Me and you wait. Me and won't pay him. Damn, but yet to get. In the Kastlefm, don't I say, I'm going to come down and pay for that. I'm coming this money. Ghana Constitution say, yes, Sana, and people bow, NDC bow. And also, I can put you also Chief Justice. I was no crucified.
Yeah, no prosecute.
And the Sabi, I could better on any pure Constitution, yeah, and I'm what. In that tell why, and I'm what. But me, why? The mother will good Abian. Or your dream is to walk with a considerable God and I'm one. But a bit now, Obaka any pure or the constitution or original constitution or not the eight. In the constitution will pay once a son. Let's say 2025, let's say 92 constitution, money is there. Or better than many walk away. Obi or young for your Burkina Faso, don't come this man. Ghana, you go to YouTube, Burkina Faso, when you know 110 the poor when ya. No, so I said, we won't answer or Nagaso or find the nothing. Yeah. That's our sin, I think, where the way to run as you will be refined on your other product, there 10 which is also about 10 more. I'm coming at then. I've been preferring ya.
But I can't say, Mincho, say, or my name, Tama, or your refinery, or your Omaniza, Yashim will go. But you want many my China nye baby sibi ma government of Ghana president ekwe de ni mu etwa homam.
Why they yen with them? She many of Ghana am kwamna mu do African kwamna mu ko so akere or your blessed with resources in Ghana am kwamna mu too. But why? Well, a company am kwamna company wasn't saying what you keep boy a car. No, ya ko den abe crossing e ko company ni wo. Ye twa ye like po. Next company wasn't saying your car. Am kwamna Ghana be dey wako ye. I'm man question de chimu chimu kezi president mu kezi MP. But one work with one am kwamna na mo wali ye ja obe wa ide sabe ni am ko school boy ye long go.
That's the middle say. I'm Mr. Waso. Good afternoon. Hello? Oh, David, Jina, ye na Sunny Brembio. Yes, sir. I think come back to you and be papa. Okay. Amen. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, brother.
Yes, sir.
Only the question is saying, sir, boy.
Question, sir. Me too.
Brother, Pamela. Only you are being a good point.
Amen.
Mopocho, maybe so that China fear would to be oil funny. I do not know what you not in a good point to cheat me.
Ebia.
Brother, Pamela, in fact, in Central Island to Africa, no baby, I know, or you. At that China, you are not, you know, Nisika. You told me a couple of yes, the Bayard, the woman have could be just the $2 million difficult. It is to a Mertun Kenny. It is not a Cassidy would get for it. It's to the official family. Remember, yes, to the official family. Yeah, yes, a foul vibe now. Yes, no, Yajuma. Come, let's see a pain for lawyer or some idea. I can tell Uncle you will have to start a second pain. I do some pain in yellow so. Thank you, oh, yeah. And you ever carry a can, the better. It's carrying pain for the one. For man is to what they are. I am parliamentarian, no all of us, I'm that man. No one was you, man. Remember that. You chain account, the payment, and the one scene, the man in the family. Also, who pay, who will buy about the pay. I know I spray about the Busman. Also, who will tell you, never give a smell about that. They didn't even put into my pocket. No, I'm Roma. I won't put them both sides. Remember that. I'll give them pay free. Or they are women of those there and again. Put them. Just, oh, maybe they are kidding. Africa, yes, the Democrats answer about Pocapa Ben. I will phone the Democrats. When he had the original team of us, many of the Democrats, I have for Yasin Day, a similar of a lot of the when I will minimum. They pay the two father, a similar of that. And was and pay the building. I could say, I could have a papa. What is the most about a lawyer? I mean, that I can't say someone.
Paso, may I say, before last caller, good afternoon, last caller. Chairman. Okay. Ghana at 68 in a year's own come into on your president Mahama is in own come Ghana at 68. na chairman enti nkomo no enti ya onye aha dabi okay yo basebe da say papa ya me last call mam ai na okay
sana we read the last budget see March into them independence here with the 20 million or budgeting for into his can and order what they won't find the 6th March. Nti mama hu de miske da hon no so hu so that what the yem fendi mpa ona ma hu chiri nti yemfa 1.5 another yemfa no mu 2 indi ne yemfa 18 ye bibi abrabona nempo so wenkadi no flags Black Star Line another Independence Square another Otidanimpo Cuba okodu baby a wasi burenya yampa ye di yendi wom yemfa nkotwa ahwe ne yemfa yesi chire na mfa so mbra na ọma ne yenyina yendi wakaye ma oyeye patriotism Ghana aya wom yehu da yare sesa na na esi medase
maso medase papa yeti omani mo $40 bakade but the NA yet omani ma wodi $261.8 million would receive Bank of Ghana headquarters $261 million Yedisi Bank of Ghana headquarters. Ma warikra ingwa furniture works. Furniture. About $1 million. Oh, Radin Yankopan. Ghana. Commander Kaba.
Yeah.
Miss Azinesha, no, you importer Shamam. Shamam, Commander. I would Shamam. Everybody Ashan come out. It's a better. I feel a movement clear. Clear.
I am who fair.
Commander Bibiaboko.
Young point today in Adachian.
And they will say, yes. Now, Independence Day, or call them more.
Oh, we take care for a kissy man to be drama. Indoors, night classes, and outdoors. Just all about meditations and prayers.
Yeah.
On Shadan here today. My ear could be a kitty. Oh, yeah. There's a reason for everything.
Yeah.
I ain't a young human, there's a struggle. But Yangopan the perfect God. The perfect God. It's my Usukra or Yeba Yankopan. At the point, the creation is said that even when you cry, when you weep, when you are wailing, Yankopan, why your system in such a way that it should do something for you or people around you. The BBI Yankopan, I be perfect. I'll be a problem on one air. Memory, I say, I don't know. No buffo or power in us. Power in us.
Yeah. And then I
guy who be no bufu basa no bufu so yet. God is a perfect.
But no bufu mo pon our bed then so no bufu no.
He's a perfect God.
Yeah.
So in the Quran he says that like khaliful lafsan ila usaha laha ma kasabat wa alayha ma taksabat. That he does not burden any soul beyond its capacity. Each soul will get the reward it deserves, so do the punishment that the soul deserves. Into punishment in power, no so ya so twem. Now also said there on channel.
Yeah.
Look at this perfect God. That's like that.
All right. Ebusia for o message in the bra. Me who are the corner this telecommunication network na. Oh, that's important. They are part of our problem. However, 50244 408 and 0244 408 354. Na menka no message in the more. We are also streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Kastle 90.3 FM. Ko Facebook, like the page, share. The master on YouTube, like the page, share. Na yan can wo message in so for commenting photo na yan can inform. During the course of the program, Mama wanna watch your Facebook and the opportunity to call in. Mama one just 10 minutes for one monitor from Facebook. I'll be monitoring. And one monitor from Facebook and to join your Facebook. Now share. And after YouTube. I want to share, like the page, and I'll be reading some of your messages, but I'll be giving you the opportunity. In 1 hour monitor and na menya one views on the issues. Here is a in common. Ejenudin. Is in common, but at a point in time, I was becoming so emotional, so I had to. Also, me Jema Osman Chiang Commando. Ghana, 68 years. How far have we come as a nation?
Kwa na momentia ankwankra ote ojumati mo bibiara aha ajunaze for one this year no so wonjimenya
ajunaze for one this year ajodo
I'm supposed in royal ka ho
okay
royal ajunaze ebusia of abra in the crew.
Wow.
You adesha
you royal
is a more thing there. And Mama Muni are Muslim for in us or Ramadan Karim. Now, my dad, your dish and hit to me in there. Ghana for Uncle Yazin in our Yantasa, you're in there. What's it? There's politics in everything that we do. As it be a politics. In fact, Ibn was it before my armor watch I there, he needs in politics. Into honor me there, ya what the midjina be unum. Aya, woman yenny the other leg no ye partisan. Mama, ye have 500 on Kodo bebre. But the partisan nature or a competition of ideas. Since a competition of ideas as you say there. Impe bien. Na warriors. Na yankupa na oba no so ba na assassin. O se nyansa wamfa manyim pokoro. Ana onyi impoko ni tirim. Nto obia wo kwana ahro wa ofido pedozi ya nazi. Isman dama no there Ghana nyi bia tase. More on how there MPP, NDC, but we should be interested in the thoughts. What we bring out. Oh no, there ye juma. Because if you Ghana na bakwa samna. Kisi da my brain na yenya Northern People's Party. The Northern People's Party on na domun or danon. My ende ahun wa baja body moment na wampo no wonyi seat ni bi. The Northern People Party ahun na wo sir. They won seat. But yanu ni anu ya when didn't go for mate mo hofan. Ahun po no wonyi bi. So later they have to do some real adjustment and alignment to bring them on board. At the time now, yenya the Northern People's Party Fanti Confederacy. We are looking of competition of ideas. Yezi buman. Wana na sabi obinya ideas obobo man na kanko na numpuntu. Last week na ye can send for the 1948 riot. The genesis of that route. Not onye, so to say, unkukum asojafo. In fact, if you look at it, it has nothing to do with asojafo na wukumen. But now we protest against ndama why no why yezen na taxes nazi. So the person who led it, he was just a merchant. Honestly, you keke. But all the time be now all call and an orphan. Na ibin muso yedan. I'm also we there. Bibi o ha able to me ya enti am fan for dan hye kan henaze. Ibin me chere there. Even at that point, the competition of ideas between the UGCC and CPP played that role in the boycott now, while ending in February 28th at the Massam scene. Some people have that thought. And it didn't even there. Osaji for that Kwame played a role. So the point is that even in the creation of God, are based on two things. Papa Naban. So the ideas of competition are Papa Naban. Ibine zini be yamahen. Obine sunu zonga dan unyamahen. Ntanya yeye tsemamufon. Ayi momu no there at any point in time. Mo won't say him based on my party amowo. But one say me based on what I'm saying and whether it makes sense and obutum wa boa omana. Bebe ye wanyin. So the resetting ayon so ye kan ho bi. So individuals nti be na nye Osman Walkan. So individuals na la yete man no mun. So ayan kesa so ya nya adwen de. Ya kwa ya apem. Nti bebe we du ode ye ho bibi. Why? You in that 1966 we took Kwame Nkrumah. But at the time I went to Kwame Nkrumah, when the declassified document of the CIA, so bakada Ghana fubi ahuwe basa, wama hun $13 million. Then na one face stage ku nu to Kwame Nkrumah. Da mun soja funa na da mun kwafuna wotu Kwame Nkrumah. Na we MPP fa na NDC na CPP na UGCC. Mpacho say if follow my ibu there. It has nothing to do with what the party that the people belong. But behind the scenes in or these same political ideologies on why then occur again. So fast forward. Ofi da ma brina di bisinde. As it be a yabayan, the more political, the partisan wechi. But the power that wasn't that democracy is by the people for the people, those definitions. Power no ya man from one another. It's what many sure there's as at 6 December. Now ibutuma kande. What to abana President Mahama Obebiti Alaji Baumia over 1.6 million.
So Obia, I don't think that Obia imagining so that sort of a
yes. So there's something that is unknown to us, and what is unknown to us, and only the individuals who vote. It is at the monk from what's in us. Now, when would that mammy monk crowd and mock crowning in Aran? If it doesn't make sense, you appear to baby. Na yefa say baby more opponent that all make sense and yefa. But we have gotten to a state or a stage in Ghana where ma area no nya na obirika na enten. Mbako no kakura bie na wa yedin no oroshaw. Na Sabio Tafreche. Ohena wa mo wan kana asam. But atase. Osman, ye example bi wa on TVET na free SHS. I did technical courses and sana maziku ye bi amana na me. Look, Germany is Germany today because of technology. Japan is Japan today because of what? Technical. If you read the reforms in Ghana over the period, the last one here, Okwa Wubeya Wafani JHSA. Say, oh yeah, Professor Jobo, if I've not forgotten the name, but not oh yeah, lecturer UCC. That committee, the more educational reform, this was done way back at Champion time. The need for us, the other year, then you enter into technical. Rollins the Bayer, also there. Maybe I hear you free as into yanko back na yankafa. Now we the technical aspect of it. Every basic school in Ghana, although you're in a workshop. In fact, it is part of the program. Every basic school, although you're in a workshop. And this workshop, Obabwa, ma phone, what be school, babad? Obiara do yen nsa nujuman, odo kita nsa nujuma. What is the TVET and the STEM for? It's not the same thing. Nti yankwa ya mroda. Aba time na gradually. The more I didn't know when you need to. Man can't say me or so ama. Enjoy him there. Infantipim. We have no your school bro from Sabala. Yeah. It's true why that. But Infantipim was doing technical.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's why you bona one peda waka. Cause keep tech or Infantipim at this other college, then we're doing ceramics. So they had this oven, the machines are what you see. Most of the schools are the way ceramics in school, not over, and then ceramics away don't ever. Some point ceramics no quite. So it is not only the MPP NDC, the partisan aspect, but no matter the MPP NDC in terms of any communication, we should be prepared to listen. Now, we'll take what they want, the good thing that we're the Ghanaian. No one yet, and I believe it on the system, I reflect on Hinabatum. tomb. Now, no politician. Say, but don't I sabit fetch, yes, he says, I'll coordinate your ways, he says, they are waiting. Nobody holds that monopoly there. What to Obama by force? You can't. It is a nominary year. I believe that gradually we'll get there. Mama Kasembi. Yeah, Vision 2015. So that was, we had a 15-year program.
Program, yes.
Then all of a sudden, what's the reducing? The 15 years is about 5. Then you na we do baby also don't know. Yes, the man money today on your telephone. Why you? Ni wuna why yan the mon kofi a ho sisi awodu ya waruko esuma anyampo ye kan yam kan da anso yerko. Into that chimma na wona some no hono. So let's look at the 40-year development plan. And also, Obama, why BBA? It was a complete document. Now, what's the man? President. Obama also the way reducing the Abba said, what's a 40-year no wallows? Now, why no Kukwasa? No. The economic dialogue. I thought pieces of pedoy in there. What try a crana? But I believe the Ghana for work from Hadrian. And at the appropriate time, they will punish us. Yeah, 2015. There were a group of people in this country. Young Kuna Tenasi. Na young Kuna, Yana man, Yana economy, Obutumwakwan. This group of people in this country were boycotted. The same people, when they antecedents, and also the one ancestors. Na yet sure constitution is our boycotted. But what we in they were able to organize propaganda. Now, was able to top row. Abana was in 2016. But over 2017, also for 2024, Ghana Nibia who there, Sabita Freche, and the animal 1 year wandering there, were penkabum toward development. I don't know dialogue is who will stay away. But the intent of this dialogue is that a blueprint for Ghana. A blueprint for Ghana. No, tell you chart a path. Mama Kasamincho. If you read the history about Kwame Nkrumah, you ask yourself there about someone or Bainti. And at that point, Kwame Nkrumah established what we call the state farms. Not there then. Because if it's a whole country near economy or you import driven, or tell the in the Sikabiara, Sikana then as a copado. Anytime they be a Sikana or copado. There's the need for you. The Ibinyan Shabia, the men Shan Bama, what's the Canara copado bebre? Saying that the more Sikana Rokan, you are rather creating employment for Obisona country. Na na ya kanda masemi ya yedu baby ebu na wose oh ncha da anu ya mpo no Rollins na oba na oboton tan Kwame Nkrumah no factory ni na of course ebe checking no so ye den ayakobisa because even at the time I wotunin Nkrumah has realized there after establishing all these state-owned enterprises there's a need for an element of private participation. So even Kwame Nkrumah before we able to know, no you that there's a need for us to introduce
private participation.
That's right. Okay. Inti, Ofi Dunana was started there. Factories in Baby Ohio and Oko. In fact, they say there, no factories in they are what we call a complete vertical factory. What it means is that factory also have na ankasa or we need feed in terms of the raw material or the be feeding or we are our sons are market na why then we are cotton. Onye MPP, onye CPP. Na nchoso ya Ghana. Why don't you the factories not survive? Fast forward. Edanu ya yes ya baba ye one district one factory. Which of course if you so they are still waiting for one is it. But man, the point is that in spite of these factories, yesterday in at the time I hear by your okay, not even in Cape Coast, you were one, Central region, you were one, also what the dawa. Sabi, now do here your raw materials. That is Commander Sugar Factory. All right, okay, so then,
Agent Rudin, hold on, Demam, Alaji, Mabaudo, but yen switch over. Na enkofa oye small interview bimbra yaba na yaba tia dwumezine do intebusia main way free ade yaba ya switch over for small interview bi ewia na ya tia dwumezine do
matisa ma launching new product bi ebi na si wani mi be try when you about pay about no funds for sin na me na dey beton
ne o hu dey just mo am kan
Angel Rock we Angel Rock mixture
Nasi Damasona Eja Nuruddin Kobna Isa Kaude Jumezini Yenwe Yakofa interview brief and Yabenti Yasan Abibio. All right, engineer.
Agisuman.
Akwaba.
Brother, Mejodo.
Bibia Boko.
Yamana Roma, Alhamdulillah. Wale Nimbosuma Yomi. Or Motica Cra.
Yes.
Yes.
Say Yenina ya fa quanture. So was starts at the Orthodox churches in Suno. And so yeah, the 40 days are tail on each. In time we are 10 days ahead of you. All right. Maybe the baby Finan Boko.
Oh, Yamana Roma, Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, they was it. They was it.
Why you do? Abdabiara, why you ready what a friend? Bibika Kabu Chumpana is one of the hottest. And on your test, the hottest
yes
program or your afternoon program or your programmer. Last time, like a baby on TV, people will review.
Well, we had them in Paba
program. Or your key panelist there, no redeem, no one. What to go with them now?
But engineer, 68 years after independence, how far we have come as a country?
Agisuman, me celebrate Ghana. 68 years. No myself my celebrate the view. Baby Ghana. Ye feel na baby able do. No calling him. Ndeda nature ya moko ekura bi aso we a label. Ne kura se oya awanwi municipality. Na mpuntu wa kodo development wa kodo on cherry bia be 1998 be 22 or 24 years yi na we fi enchi ele batakrade wala baby abakaka fa ne hu a baby abakaka fa na elibo kwan ba oye takrade kwan na onyanyanyanyanyanyanyanya ende if elibo le batakrade a oye former president current president so ucha kwan to yopo within 1.5 months hour or hours they feel babodu or ampenim.
Yeah, the road in there fantastic.
If ampenim so ele batakrade, extra the type of road that dual roads are wale ya. Me ye be can get to the p be me Fatuma. I will celebrate Ghana. Bia and chebinu mo no susun there. Ncho de ye bol baby edri. Yes, metonase. But my yankopon aye ma hin bia. Yankan alhamdulillah. Yet in he be 1992 to now about 30 something years in yanti kweka bia mbribi o webo twemu kona yentum ndi gomo radio do tede ma yele yi na so nde mbeda Nuruddin wa to agum meso metena melekasa enti me fi there or your successor mbra so ndo there they celebrate na ye celebrate so all the celebrate magana fo nyinara wo hu de bibi edurun nzema pa nso wo hinyima oliba to the extent that Ghana and the Ghana nipa kolubotu makede meba for a period of time Ghana yabodu baby asabeka ko bapo BC resort for friend register or to exams are ontua hwe wasi all be register mo to exams ontua hwe me feed the Ghana yefi baby na yabodu baby kese wakan piu ho so a yenye ni ye ono the mesre incumbent government in onhwe no ntwetwe ho so on to ni ye na me feed ya tutu de mezamane ye ya inshallah within the next 10 years and the cherry be ala some say the was been with airport am kwa brochi da been with airport was with you what bon can card papa na sa abu sa abazi we boy ebe nkan no cherry bia as one zaman pole kwa brochi po yo airport wa to yo one zaman to me yo and the what digitalize bibia and me feed there success neze ye botumi akana nkokol ya to aba for the night for the this a republic ya to aba nkokol say ahe say 10 o say 8 akun sama kun ebien bi wesim now so it's a success for the country nzama pi wo ha sende ehwe KNUST wotumi graduate student of more than 10,000 graduates UCC more than 10,000 graduates. On Charibia, no UCC, what graduate are 400, 200, 1,000. And be feed a kakra, Yaroko. In Zaman couldn't be honors in the colonium, Yaki chill. Barbara Boss de Monoti. Oyazisia, Bibi Yaki chilling, on until the Yatuaba, yesterday a ban of a ban. Omra no moshe. Now is 68 years and is it? Yes, all day celebrate. Sent to them who be when you're 68 years no calling him, baby, you're doing the retirement. Now say, look retirement, now say, wait, they say, wait, ye. Ghana full Sabakafra, Obio to me in Ejuma, light, Usido. Although we don't say doom so as but better. Consistently, we have been enjoying electricity. Although sometimes, as a country, Yenzema developing countries, Yenzema couldn't BNB, and as government to say, Benya Pin could be a sector, Nisum, Naneban Musorten, on one Zema, or Bandama, not Baran the Yabasende, Oninifuo, Mafufu about to twins ye. But going forward, now, 68, we should celebrate it. Or they're celebrating. Ghana, Yaquinim.
Okay.
Yaquinim. And I'm happy there. I'm so, may again. The Mabria, Yata saying 68 years in. I'm sorry, Menji. Or I'm a dead Ghana. Although in some I couldn't be or born yet dead. It's part of life. It's part of life. A trouble I can passage to me can baby. Oh, the world do baby so now. Oh, that's my didn't do well. The man of bonus sorty. Book me boy ni baby. No mun samno on yet the papa. A baby so ocean cran and we feed the youth of this country. Inshallah, there's better prospect for them.
There's better prospect for the youth of this country.
Yes. Because since I be yellow koniwa, yellow situation be a youth no mumbo to makade. Aw yapel. Aw yampel. In a youth yape. And so youth so what can I say in tea so what about was I then? Was it yo? Wapo bia obababiti one azem. Say never care. And the election be a or about the youth. International situation on man institutions are won't say one youth no one plan for the youth in the BBR one zaman so nkoye extra government policies was aba since 1992 motuma kade no be 80% was geared towards the youth. Now
but the question the youth will benefit as that much.
In fact, makade will benefit now in with the young social policies is targeting the youth. Every education is targeting the youth. Even agriculture is targeting the youth. Social interventions is targeting the youth. From 1992, most of our social interventions in is targeting the youth. But in nature, as a crowd, all the I think the youth. For instance, Uncle Suma, that's the now you're the okay, we cross war. And for on a pedal won't go into farming. Need them Sasunti. Any brony be up or grant. Na says a qua. Okay, make the 1990 no 2005-6 that way. President Kufone time. Or yeah, the YouTube one come home no more ska wanya na mwa. Na ekurabia sa mekopue hon. Wokotom one ben. YouTube na ye feed and yellow support one no. Wokotom one bed odu baby no aso. One woman yanche na yankanche one there. Yaraba ba ma yaraba no wa. Say youth na say you think this way ya obey na grant na bossa na banka je ben mfaso aheden wa bado inde say our uncle Suman bibi ba wonsem na pede say buo youth a first tranche obaba bejen waje pe uncle Nuruddin na politician na ina la ye wisika yenso ye beji ye di waje za ntue no wa beden wa beden nti oba ndem pe sa uncle Nuruddin o sa uncle Suman o no zi de mbo na ze be ya no so afa ni tipe ho adwen senti de ense share na ncho ozele ba ma wa boa enwo youth na akroya so wa so akroya so wa gen wa mboa ma de mbo ni nyina wa e waste motuma akada youth employment since I was a bay mana no target one ekonomu eyi wa wona wolu su eduma woloto machines motuma akada youth employment nkoten support was am youth mintum hu say aban na metuma kada ono so wa manage ni ye o because supporter wa ba won wo lisu won sa no edwuma won na wo de wo to tools was bo hon won so wo de was won quantity im won so wo de wo pon won ho all these things amana wo betwe mko nyina ole ye me feel there mbra so de youth ye opportunity na ye make a proper utilization me this that banner wa abado so I think there is a ministry of no the ministry there's a special ministry for youth development. Yes. Why will the whole government think about a ministry for youth development? Nature abana she share na bote nyinara or consider youth no wom. Men pa boy the youth yes asuma. We may utilize in ye. And him aban paying for na ministers no so. Why identify potential youths? A honey one problem. Dank no renew wo hoya ndc yin de adwuma na onyim hu nyimzi okwantete ni bi wanko bi se nda bibi aba mo nkrofa akwantete mpo dem nkrofa wo fa mo na waza amank no renew ma wankwantete isu nyim azem wo so yen bo nam de na aba ni party no wodo nti na en Ghana fo na wo kwantete no mom a en wo hia nzema na waza aye adwuma waza hu na egu nchen na waza abra ank no renew na ne nkrofo one quantity ni bin no mum we say so about ton was am the microphone na ban targeted the dem zabon ko won in the end then nipa and saskas and one year through the government support but nya through sales nto hu na ban na then am one into message in the message in there send zaman ba youth na we train one fan zaman fam youth na youth no so fam bobra won gina wona na send wo hu dan kresuman we gina ne nanda mo nke dan kresuman or arrogant a very intelligent gentleman eba journalism all bobra na so aba ndo de support yes so nemfin mo no so gina ne nanda through a youth programmer ebeti na afa kraba na was the skin na was akaman meanwhile opportunity to burn you didn't take advantage of it we feed the party no power na party go power sabeka party nyo man neza always shadow for a period of time no last open pe ye be san so atraba biom e bia na party wan ya den ndi da na chiri awokoto abe njama man yoku party MPP ya bo position ye mpa boyen de Ghana bokodo ye nye mpa boyen de Ghana be say no you to no be zie wona wali nti da se sabaka fa na nse was sacking of edwuma mu yi am dey a particular ona o ye me yo because we edwuma na so boss of floor engineer letter bi wa be da menyim no front channel comment badwuma biom e bi sende na say abasama na waka cho de letter ofi aban mu wa aban if you boss in office abodru classroom sabe bi elko e jagwa ntwa car bobo e jagwa car obobo adwendwen
okay
nti in conclusion mamutuma kan de yan 68 is we ought to celebrate it na kwana e fa be celebrating in this year me feel the president or government what to no form kwa
ye boduro
what to no form kwa
okay ye boduro na ya hwe either what to no form another want to but Nurudeen but maminya o few thoughts on just 5 minutes pe do we need national orientation
because everybody are ready that your channel the usual lines na amount for obi our problem with the achievement so far no the person is looking at something nzema bi wo ho nti da man zaman sombaya isa e wo manu ma menyo ka say in the bond market on to mko bobo sa wo and I said there because if you are looking at the success of a country's economy indicators no they are not interested in Impadodoa a train home or market and we so just saying there Impa 20 I pass out, Impa 10 I pass out, and that is not what we are looking for. But why? Nkofuna na way Jimo GN banker where you was more getting a fear. The monk of no one ya Ghana fa. And I want when you with but in there over 370 financial institutions no woguna. There were people working there. Are we going to assess there 68 years? Yeah, the power because ndam you can say ya wrote. No. Because our economy, as we speak, is still an import-driven economy. Is that what we want? Is that what our forefathers were looking for?
Yeah, you be no mishasu.
What pay wanted that though? What about finding him there? Was that called that Kayama and oil? What to play no more? Then we are here talking about because Yaya wrote more. Yaya flyovers and Nazi. No. Because you should be looking at the growth of your GDP. You are also interested, of course, the Human Development Index. You should also be interested in the economic factors, the factors that has to do with our environment. And in India, in time was an year. Kotima market when be someone. Ntebia, my brother wante asamna even the concerns of what lesson no common ways in ye. But it's saying when they are also MPP like you. They are also Ghanaians like you. But obiana some more cases ya there. Baby on money ye be. Ya no presso. MPP bar 10 NDC bar. That is what we are doing. Until at the end of the day, Omani young for Subiara about 68 years now. Baby road that do. Even a regional capital, Port was I mean here. What is 68 years for? Some roads are better. Regional capital, Port was I mean here. Baby, I could make sure that I have PTC. Anna.
Over for.
No, we. So now, okay, ofi wafanda na kojo kromi ya ze ya ene na mokwan ya bi yu kwan ya ze kwa ze kuso ya were you comfortable with the road from where the toll booth is? New toll booth here was be look at the road. Are you comfortable on 68? People are not saying that say better fetch ya mobile, but the yabo hen wabber. That is why I'm saying there. Ghana phone. Wait till phone our friend. Ma when interested in call or your MPP or your NDC. So even when the person is saying something good, you piano shanchan. Today, if your age maybe look, for the past 3-4 days or a week, there's a brand of chicken. Ofan Muntari or short market. Akukofun. Is that the 68 years for? 68 years. I thought you're fine. Whereas now, Cape Coast. I can't number my mistake. I often Saradek. Saradek. No, yeah, Central Region Development Commission.
Okay.
No. There was Saradek. We had Eredek, Eastern Region, TDC. They were all there. Central Region, here's another one of Saradek. On and on, where your farms. If you for Nareko Brimuso, they had a lot of poultry farms on that stretch. Abazan Obayamahin. So that the answer so you need to carry and fan kaka, Nkuko Funin Fiabuchi maybe. Yet in 68 years, you're going in our mind that a kumpo was a absonic one service yard. Poultry farm. And do you know how much we spend in importation of poultry into the country? And do we know how much we spend in importing them?
Recently, Ghana Statistical Service the report about Tina. I mean, Yemadia keke, Yemadia. Sika dollars.
Yeah, the Sika. Ya nano dollars. We need to go. So, a man for one how you're there. You know the MPP the NDC summon. You couldn't know you can. One man for baby would say a cast and papa. Oh, you are NDC into the account. Since I NDC for your wabenum. Into we have for Bacasabia, a man for Boshayo.
The voice
now, Wabasano Kwanman and Cassette. At I say, now, or Kenya, or Chade, because I wait in a hay. There's no single day a complaint will be there we you nkofa we you Ojian bank ezi nti we nyezu aninti contractors and why you want to amaka you didn't complain nti if you are complaining today or tell the partisan na nti politics onte ne da or na politics but the Ghana na na ya hwehwe but Ghana na ya hwehwe sisi ara na nye there 68 years MPP aboburibi NDC aburibi must we still continue to import toothpick if you are with the SM, must we continue to import them? So it is not about school, about why. If you look at the 1951 education plan of Kwame Nkrumah, it was geared towards something. Because consistently, when you check our illiteracy rate, at that time, also, as a government, what do? You bring out policies about bring those things down. So that's what we are doing. Until we have a focus. But my yearning be seen then. Man, may I show that at say one coffin 178. Now what most more why we're holding. Share Osman baby other fight. You have the pain. But see you no be jana back there. If I come in like in the Monday I'm going to there until recently, 2009. Now say if he don't call nothing. Na ekodi aso. Chede benyini you eboduku. Should I come and say that? Is that the achievement we are looking for? Yeah, well, industries. Commander Sugar Factories, it was established as an import substitution factory. In other words, Obama, you need to carry the crazy chair. Ya tell one fia wa pansam. Or there is some risk of the ya can't want some. What does it have to do with the churning out of people from schools? Because there's a research. And you know what the research is doing? Also, Russia there. Mofama, you have to secondary school. Work or universities. We are not over powder. Or wherever. And their interest was even courses are where you schools. Yes. I.e., the benefit of the courses to the job market.
These are courses in your humanities. And
so but we cannot celebrate that. What we need to be celebrating, it's at the angle now, Osman affair, that the technical component.
Yes.
Look, when you have time, just read about the Chinese Cultural Revolution, where deliberately, when you made there, a man watching, another wapedo man will position the baby. Inti abade na yaba ya sabe ahene hia ho bota hen awo na eka Burkina Faso asam na e ma zo orient we zin fian papa bi kada a small boy am pade joy mon ka small boy but don't share the ideas
yeah
na botan there if so that yakra enzama fi abuchiri ba na say yanka ni bi my bed and mu joda ha
yes
im sanyo
Sanyo.
Yes. Sanyo product. Akasanoma. Those days na ebi akuba was of the presets. These all of these were manufactured in Ghana. It is a yakobra.
Yedrichi.
Yasi choni na all in the name of partisan unnecessary politicking. And I should be happy. Musu me old man ayen. Ndibenta na manta na mankade. Yes, school that factories. 1D, 1F, kakaba. Na you can justify 6-8 years of wastage. Hey, ya you.
I didn't even say.
Ya you. Now you don't want to.
I think the also, in fact, I like the submission, the word of politics. But now, 6-8 years. 6-8 years. As if
but
that's when we are doing see
maybe
submission there.
Engineer engineer there. I mean 68 years. I mean what we could have achieved and what we have lost.
I think
does it tally?
The make us and when tell me I did emphasize there. Areas we were one of calling him. Ya report all. Into incumbent government all about. Mestre there, on focus on that areas. But when tell me he just picked the whole thing out of a blue. Not also on your politics, but ended up even doing politics more. Ended up doing politics more. And when sometimes they go that tangent now, on what discussing. So tell me discussion here, pa. Make there. Baby, no you feel. You know, baby, you we ought to celebrate it. Nevertheless, there are areas we were young boy and wasn't no like a road. Nay, why road waha? You know, what can economy people even don't understand the economy? Economy on yabazi. Road and town. Economy road and town. Mama patch in there. Ghana, baby, na ya war. Na baby ye bodri. Ye to make a go kunya. We can't kill ourselves. On am there sabe kafra. Ya kwa MF. Nzema odo ya tutu discussam onko ye inflation wa kosol. It's the band cost of living wa kosol nti. We need to celebrate wherever we find ourselves today. And call on incumbent government leadership to take the mantle upon themselves. The areas are young yazen one to twins them you until you praise yourself and look through the mirror and identify areas of deficiencies. Ne feed enya she e betra wa entum nya she identify baby a feed has it. So
our
education system.
Who argument today we should celebrate? I mean, even the little success that we have achieved.
Exactly. Our education, people even don't value the type of education we have had since '92. People from far and near travel and come and even study the curriculum. This is the first time government of Ghana and Ankasa will develop the curriculum. I was a lecturer in Ghana, father. And you come and sit here and tell me there we've not moved on because we are not be able to produce a toothpick. Mercy, as I as a chain from Azi over the years into me nebi. Abibia yako baby. No abaya mahen.
Abazedam.
Young curriculum as a chazi. It's always been influenced by the UK people. No. This is the first time. I'm telling you, I'm part of the writers, and look, if you look at the content, because it's Ghanaian driven. Sure, all about TV technical. Better. I mean, I travel a lot because of the work I do. I travel a lot because of the work I do. Urban technical education. Yeah, well, life is P. I couldn't be on board, but I think there, baby yellow corn. See to me a triado de man. Oye TVET a yewo. Look, recently me school yako oye KNUST. So the Kwame Kumasi Technical University. Will be of an AVEC center. Brother, I was shocked to my bone marrow to see some of these machineries where they used to train students. Menke de onunti. Yendru baby all the yedunti. We can celebrate the success that we have achieved. We ought to celebrate whatever success we have achieved. Even democracy simple keke. I ought to maintain democracy from 92 to this time. You tell me here because it's Banabwai Zinenti, we cannot celebrate our democracy. In any case, it's Banabwai Zinumpa, Amanawo, Yelbehi, Yedizi. I bet my God, a fried rice, edi, nya. Ne edi ebia gare, and a sabaka chinam. But I'm telling you, gare and chinam nupo, celebrate it. Then Yakupa Wadum, my baby Yedri, yeah, gare, na or nama wachi. Maybe I should be my account. Ebia, young Mompe, in the Ministry of what? Youth development. Young pa boy there, the ministry ni one. Ome ministra. Oba chief zamana yele kekakekan. I'm now young boy. Yanto twenzema, baby and zaman ko yin, young boy and to twenzema, and zaman ko ye mayen. In zaman ko ye mahena, I'm now. Any problem? Ghana man so boko ye. Obiala mo brain. Yanka kwana yele kinyini na wayo. Bi menke de sebe kafra. Ba me pa kire. Baby ana force yanka kwana ye brepa ansa ye duru ha. And nzema ku na bien bi orokodo ye mo menhwe sabika fra me dissident nzema pi wo ho there ye and I believe there sabika loan na ya kan former president could be bay at America also kafu pu ye den odizi yampa boy dey be fi IMF ye nya ba na obaba toto nzema ye ma yan kokọ IMF biom na IMF na sabika fra ba ko sabikira nye Kwame Nkrumah na ozika ozi yan ko IMF Kwame Nkrumah na ozika ozi Ghana ko IMF nti nde se mahama ozi ko IMF a yampa boy dey onye IMF a sabika fra nzinua papa bi but me fimu aye den waba me da say
engineer man so me da say okay
be sure there odo mi no ho no o kire etefu mu ye yansana abante no pedo ka there the development of curriculum in Ghana over the years was done outside. I don't get it. But what
engineer, are you talking about the influence and there?
Thank you.
What does influence mean?
My mention as a call.
Okay.
And when the Ghana you teachers. The teachers want to implement curriculum over the years. Se book umpa was better after my teachers na watch book na am of frama well bet na class 1 and abia SS form 1 form 2 form 3 ebo na private organization bi and na waka solicit UK fubinum and America fubinum ma watch book nu wa print aba.
But he said the curriculum was formed or developed in accordance with our educational structure.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Our curriculum always has been developed based on our current demands,
yes,
our culture trend, and whatever. Mame pachen there. Say katena nkrofunelebosian. If they are written by their own people, the microfinance will use the same materials what that chen as na. It facilitate teaching and learning.
Okay. My son na background, but my more on farm them lie one. The Curriculum Development Division of Ghana Education Service, Ujinanado. One of the best resource persons are working Ghana in a curriculum development.
Yes.
Or I'm a lecturer, Professor Ademu.
Okay.
In fact, the current one they are using, one of final touches on it. Now I'm using a training program be in a hotel, so I saw them. Masano. I'm the common years also maybe an line war, but at least today I'm can access now all your ideas. In you we'll leave it to the listeners. Curriculum no or serve as a guide. We develop we are. And we are all bar what a syllabus. Did ever ban our final syllabus on what the charge? What curriculum or syllabus does is that my train will be in what one can or hear the same. No component here in our bro for now. If you are talking of be responsible, be watch your book, that's a different thing altogether. Any book used in Ghana for any program should look at the curriculum or the syllabus before it can be prepared. Please, man, because Ghana what is enshrined in the Constitution, the directive principles of state policy under education. The curriculum is not developed by anybody outside. That is why when there was an attempt of introducing another leg, which is not part of ours, I'm for solitaire.
Yeah.
1 year crano medication kakra me moving free mpanechaw. Ima, my interest is not about the number of roads yenya. Find time and read how is the success of a country's economy or the country measured. Onyama or kakanabia.
Okay.
All
right.
The Human Development Index or a part to play. Oya kakraba. The GDP of the country is huge. The environmental sector of the country are a key. Look at those developments. I don't know what some Ghana for work. So if you are picking industry, na ye jina baby oh. That time in the 68 years. That is when we had factory. Or produce a car tire, my hand. Na ye 68 years. Na man Ghana jina baby. Na ceramics. Ma yetina dui. Na why no so pon habia. In the end 68 years old. And so now I hankesa. Esichia yezin you produce in wahala. In the end 68 years old. But na efa be fi krom. Ezo ko adwuma ko. Asase da ho a wozu dia vegetables. In the end 68 years old. Na sabi ta freche. Oya palm oil ayezi. Yen wahala. Zomi yen hanazo wahala. The moment people start talking about onche in the ekwa ha ihu adan de mi wa ha ihu road wa I didn't talk about roads. Wa na ekape ho asam na ebo road bi wo baby. Na me say that is not yeah, in fact the minutest part of nzama yet about the success of this country. Among for what to aban. Ghana for what so many musisi aran. One conversation, one common words in there. Ended that. At the Ministry of Communication. When you the telecos, Yanshi Shebi for 3 days, 10 CDs for 6 gigabytes.
6 gigabyte bundles.
Do you know what some Ghanaians were saying? What's that be? Oyende Basa. Obasa. But if you bring it down, now you're continuous, wape. Can I come and say that because my 3 days didn't see chin techa even Ghana for that wape moderate or a long term on yona. You are important.
All right.
Your economy is import driven.
Yes.
I was there. Aban for phone waban. I the kisi baby to my mochado. On my mochado kaiba. Factories which of them are working. Nzebuna here is man. Ye jane commona. Oman Ghana. Do na la mo win. Senche omani nche most of the accidents are also man. Say echo DBL no way assessment. Road safety no what cancer chawa. Worn out tires in Bokam. So after the stretch from Kentampo to Tamale, na actually enam road in will car na tires are wapa pay good because after na walk out na buyezen. If we are producing them in Ghana, yes, a no weather. You have factor the weather in the production. Into chede you bunga za oya dan oyema hen. Nante television so ye bi o. Television na no so ye bi. Esuman the man na nkanu no the 68 years na oya the adwuman. Oni na nda ye ka ho. The man na ye ya na man na ye the 10 years in nda 68 years. Nante na what 10 years na ye the adwuman na. It is 68 years I even know do.
Yeah, can't.
Yeah, someone to them. Yeah, baby, I didn't amazing child, but say, come on.
I know David say, all right, but yeah, young chunk, come on, do on this celebrating the independence for Jubilee House. Does it diminish the importance of the occasion? If you be free there, why the one phone call or Independence Square, but this current government also believe that 20 million Ghana cedis cannot be spent on just a few minutes, and see why the yen in kumebi yen lose the essence of the celebration. Engineer, but more just uncle.
But I say, I'm them brother no redeem. Come on, you listen. No crown drying. Mintum so ye education kakra.
So ye education pa.
Na answer na mabasa na no le Canada because he still some issue be or you're uneducated that we should have even made it, because Ghana education has gone through a lot of reforms. Young curriculum as this year you develop now say it's Ghana made. It's Ghana made. Search over our curriculum over the years now. People like the World Bank, UNESCO, this aid for, they are those who come in and support, and they will tell us these are what you need.
Really?
Yes. In terms of science and technical education, they will even tell us the type of science content we must include in our syllabus in developing our curriculum. This time around, all the consultants are pure Ghanaians. Pure Ghanaians. Now,
so then, but so are you saying that now no Yenya Dame World Bank and those people?
No. Even TTEL, it's a Ghanaian private NGO. TTEL is a Ghanaian private NGO. Over the days now, yes, UNESCO for what sponsor the mass, because they have their interest and they want our education to reflect a certain aspiration that they believe in. That they believe in. In terms of this kakadol, beshima there, and when I was one you want to or fix one culture, one BBR, one traditions.
Okay.
But this time round, TTEL is a local, a Ghanaian NGO spearheading the training, the organization, the content, even the content-based standard system. And two, this is the first time yellow curriculum, the teachers, as often with teacher manual, student teachers and use learners material, learners will be used, both written by Ghanaian teachers and Ankasana. What will use material over the years? Yet, Ranwan or Chechefo, what was about was use. We are not even involved. We are not involved. This time round, Yanakasi ya transfer you the technical education, this is the direction of Doko. Ghanaian consultants say no, technical direction, this is the direction of Doko. Content, BBR, everything. Now, I will move from that era. Now, me feel the appropriate time. I've always decided that if it comes to educational and curriculum content issues, I want even a time and debate people from where we have come from and where we are.
All right, so you move away from there.
Now, by hand 68 independent. Me catch on. Me by 6 I'm from me catch him there. I feel this smart was me only young Kobe. Now so no Kobe. I feel within one can.
Oh, but in some there, the regional level was celebrated.
Thank you. Regional level was celebrated.
Into the national one now, Oko, Independence Square, another the previous government in our oil rotational or they call regional level, different region. This time round, because of
now, I tell you was it district level.
District. National one
was it national region. No, Mr. I tell you was it district level.
Okay.
And I'm sure that you read the communique from the presidency about this year's
68 independence years
celebration, the 68 independence celebration, new structures are waba. Yemu binum sebekafra. And when I make a baby sebekafra, brother, baby you pay free. What about do haniwa? 6 March na nakasi ya dalu tuna mechisi ya de ya pere ende. Na 6 March. Me hu kaw papa biara mfaso wo hu sende ye bobo ka of 6 March.
Hey, so we can spend 20 million in just a few minutes. Whereas I mean school be when you infrastructure, school be when you furnitures.
Brother, them 20 million I can. We can even reduce it more than half. And still have it celebrated. I want to open what's
the same thing away.
Messi, we can still reduce it and get it celebrated as it has been done previously. So much Abasi. Aba expenditure them 20 billion aba pan na ye ma ya spend them scan. I'm make a part of the technical school teacher and I'm a proud tatusa. That time now one regional minister of is it Lillian Cancer? Western regional minister. Mam no there was or late. No banner any speech. 31st December women funu bia. The most speech na Diana na cadets. You dey kwase smart number. One shall more shape. Bia cocoa and also kenki na biscuit. By a better na was what budget boom. Me patch or discipline na no kwalisi no dey years ma manen. Dem budget e wokani na no mu kesenala mbeda on track it down. On track it down famba. Look. Yana handful. Assembly members, unit committee members can spearhead these activities at every community. Because such much is a hey bay, Ghana hena woda and I them know what can be. Okay. I'm in feed we are doing what we call resetting. But Mame Pachine there, the reset of the agenda of the 68th day friend and anniversary. And maybe was a fan as an individual, one for ye. Mama G's there, or in Chibia next year, they will review it. Yantra, Sebekaya, Aban people bay, or no say, Mungunsa, many believe in. Engineer was matching power near then, Mungunsa. But ye see, Manzana Kofunkel with San Ponubo, what bonnet prize at Chawa? Jin Nekawaya, Jin Yahin. Nananum Pobot Baton, Jin Wabu Yapae. Wabut Baton, Jin Wabi Yapae. Bobino so, we Jin Freeman, or man cost no dry then, Wabafum. What many details of the cost? Nyan compare, nyan contrast, yan show the effect. Okay. Now until they back then, ya to do by 95%, you reduce you by 80%. Without details, they are saying nothing. They should finish us the details.
All right.
Or finish your details now. Oh no, only able to me akadampa. Even though you do me and celebrate them, and look, this is part of our Ghana history.
Mm-hmm.
It is so continuously. Yacho book be there on every 6 match. Ghanaians all over the world or all over the country embark on 6 match. Not gradually, it says here on Kodo. Gradually on Kodo. Over the baby impona 6 match and the presidency, Nifium Kotin Yebizin. And I don't think that is the philosophy, that's the ideology. Kwame Nkrumah Ojina, you know, do proclaim. Nyana botaye there, we be in Nifium Kotin. Kwame Nkrumah, 6 match, no only proclaim. Day, it's meaningless.
Don't you think that we should be concerned about the cost component?
Cost component, one finishing detail simple. Near time you like a cost component. Mahama, His Excellency.
But the previous budget I will pay to was 20 million Ghana cedis.
And also I hen no zaba. Anke Sumani, I hen John Dramani Mahama says the words in only 16 regions. And a national. I hen on Fambra.
Okay.
Near analysis in the battle trial and I'm at Teodo, 20 million. Day now. Me, I don't see it.
All right.
A pedagogian is in Okwala. Mama spending. House may spending. They analyze the components. Only when they know, okay, them not is that. Yeah, but do. Okay, no, them not is that. They're stretching Punya then. We can even have ways. Look, there are some Ghanaians. I can use this matcher and make class war. Buy school to me truck individuals. No one biscuit.
Okay.
Or reflect on certain things.
All right.
But
okay, but I say. Hey, Nudin. But in the next 6 minutes.
Well, my brother on task there. The fact that MPP decided to say that we develop a Ghana curriculum doesn't mean that Sabio Tafreche or your Obi. Na first and will be now doing what the curriculum. Government institutions, but your man can perform that is not comfortable. Mr. There, the fact that the MPP decided there, about Fred be the Ghana curriculum. I mean, what is this? This nomenclature. On what confusing, you know? On what confusing?
Uncle can reason what kind of Ghana curriculum.
Okay.
What about reason? What is the reason?
Uncle know who the Ghana curriculum. Uncle can reason, sir. I'm on to offer the Ghana.
I'm telling you that the fact that Aussie, this is a Ghana curriculum. First, you use a UK curriculum. But Mama, you're wasting your time on home. Any teacher, anyone who has done education, academic me gender and a curriculum, or your boyfriend will develop my now, but so. It's an aspect of culture in our curriculum. Nigeria for that. Why there? Actually, you want to know. Well, my first degree is in education. My second degree is education. Most of my kids in school and so I know what I'm talking about. I can't imagine job here, but you don't know what we are talking about. Today, as we speak, the budget of Ghana, government of Ghana, if it is not 40%, about 50% supported by donors, it doesn't mean that theirs is to give us financial support. Go to the regional coordinating council. And can offer. Oh, please stop this kind of thing. Oh, you're fine. And can offer BB GTZ, or a Japan agency. They are part of the planning. It doesn't mean that in union zone what they do.
Engineer, allow him to speak, please. No.
Oh,
Yabazi.
Engineer, no, I'm interested. Yes, I am on Yabazi. Japan, good. It's all these countries what support. And the there we used to cap. Yes, it's Japan. Ebuna we used to yellow, red, black sticker. No, otamu. What maybe JICA will either be JICA will either be Japan, but GTZ is German. They are supporting our budget. Imsenza was supporting her. If you look at our budget, Ebuna was there a percentage of your donor funded. If I am funding who project her, why wouldn't I be interested in how you spend the money? Are you saying there, Abrofia, what's one bar, Bank of Ghana, IMF, what's the cocoa, Finance Ministry? Does it mean that they are using our own ideas and what's running in the economy? In any case, what budget in your prepare? IMF in was okay. That this is what you submitted to them. No, what's there? Say, as the Mazi Ben on the pay when you might. You have the police in Baton Hamo. No, I born I then. Aye. You mean NGO, sir?
Yeah.
When you apply, if you're an NGO, in that NGO will be teacher NGO. If you apply NGO, you give them your areas.
Yeah.
Where areas ever can, then they have something called what's it, own contribution, their counterpart funding, that kind of thing. No, why you know what I'm on? No, I'm can. It doesn't mean that they are giving you the ideas down as a page. No, you present an idea, then they give you the funding. It is a government of Ghana. Baby, they will develop on a curriculum. Why? When we are talking about universal primary education, what kind of Ghana primary education? Do you know that the development goals? There's a component of it. The whole world is working towards it. I've been telling my demand you waste time on you are educated. And so you damn yeah. You must know what. It's man.
Edu time in now. Edu time in now.
Mama time because I'm a come to you. I there ma. Tada our educational planners anyway. Like either over the period in Jamaica, sabi we am confirm what you need.
Okay, just a minute to address the
I'm a why me your pa man can't mo boa. And then teachers who are listening, they are not comfortable.
That's not even what we are even talking about.
No, if somebody is sponsoring you
it doesn't mean that
exercise, it doesn't mean that as a person he owns it. Or the next kind of woman as a person but I am fantastic. Aba however 20 million. Na must say mean use 20 million. Into my than opera my now about some okay. As what comment also. If by the time waka choda or you soon move
5%.
5%. Now say that. What look at this oh. MP before. Yes man. And then the Cape Coast and no budget details on whatever. What about the Cape Coast?
I don't need details.
I
don't know.
How can you reduce politics to this level? When you reduce politics to this level, what do you end up doing in there? And that is what I'm always saying. In Panama, I say, a career previous year 13.7. Other than any medium, a year 15 million. I budget another 20 million. I am not going to do 20 million. So school ya before be share no kada fi wan match then to man kada o man mu ayaden. No man baby we do no ye hu. Into bia tighten about. As a result, abana said there, all man mpanyimfo bi ntran so na won wi sika ne biam. Nti ye ntena ho, na ye hwe kwana ye ba for da ye ba den. Ye ba ya oba ye moderate amahena. Ntuma nka ntrad. Ejai na baba tena na e ka chayin. Afaka kaba no there educating there. Abana wa bado no said there. Incha we spend 20 million. 20 million. It's when I convert to 20 million, you call OCD say more. The Mexican will use and the Dabason also flash staff house. Where don't know.
The same independence celebration.
Where then? Abazin away fee na where in the previous and now you away and ended
that. The same thing. Maybe I'm free.
But I want to work away politics and as usual MP people. Tell them there. Tell them there. Sagana for say 20 million and young fan say na nkijina Independence Square. Ya match. Ma soja fo enhuru ja. Me ja nsi soja yin bi nutu. Ma obi amobo foma. Say ya nya da maze na ya kind of last half house nti ya bomuso a.
Eh ni better say.
Where then won't yin.
Better say no did come na isa. All right, Mummy, I'm going to bring me 0244408046 0244408354. My 10 seconds still no news. Good evening.
Good evening, Ages one.
Yes, sir.
Abuna taxi driver mo.
Abuna, me too.
Minche meta mudi wa bogi mapa.
Ko yanke nim.
Nay mbojo man na ton mbojo bisa ko mi ba na ogana. Ages one.
Yes, sir.
Mete man ato mbojo COVID ba na ogana.
Engineer me sure na ogana ha.
Ya engineer ada man na wona.
Ana engineer Fatoma. Ana American no asemi. All right. Oh, where I hang go. Good evening. Good evening. Yes, sir. All right. But I say, all right, Master. But I say, good evening.
Good evening, man.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Say Juma. Ninya for super baby to party and I'm a boy. I work at from what would you what the moon. Up to the end of the month, you know, the baby in part, support which is to my party, ma. It is to teach a dumb domain, I must say. Or man, I did them say, Ghana you different in them. You know what minister or total booting, not a thief, a quality, you know, toilet or my brother, a quality, you was toilet or the money now, come here with them. This age, or this is different because you're about Kwame Kuma. From who's the man? Inflation, great for the American rising equation. The main tower chief, what your man answered? Because and Capella Kennedy is war, Apple Hospital, Wabbing is getting to hospital. Put the gun at 58, Wabbing for 4 years. Put the gun at 58, who's that? That's a matter. You're saying you're maybe before you want to run to no money at the two and some tower team. At 2 without woman, you're young Coca-Cola.
But I say, okay, because me say what I say. Good evening. Papa, good evening.
Good evening. Sir, ancestor Biba. Na hialara Ghana for yes, yes, Sahan Hua. Yabaha Hahu. Share Bosume Basa Sika water to wade Ghana for Yendi. And the Yabohuda Stana National Service Impo. What you want to kawa Nechirika. The mana in the independence ya will be with the so yada within 1 million into the Michigan with the bedi. Usana we chat to her. And the Yahuda A into Sana the Michika Kane with the D into Yen Fendi. And the Bushman Bassam Poyam share Sikancha Sana in the Woody Namshawachi. Why I won't contain mam, no one fan Nimbu, mam, Madase.
Basu, Papa, good evening.
Yes, man.
Alaji.
Now, salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, man, I will be a no canada in the feather. And this MPP, where you craft.
Oh,
Dama. This by on your MPP, on your feather. The Martin and this MPP will be on your NDC for day. Hey, Sika work out once a worker send. Money out, sir. And don't go for what best is the with the Benkuna Gary. Let's say with the miscale to what was that 1 man and now. MPP, big, you know what back all day. Offended 1 year, few so 1 year day. Ah, and man done a yak on a day. And man, you know what my sister Burkina Faso, who to punish in Ghana. About resources are a Ghana yini. I've been paying full Papa Bianca, yes, you said, and cover his money. Yenya. Excellency John Dramani Mahama. First time now better 1 to 2 in the million. Na Ghana for your common. Na Wakat no always stayed in Zama. No be in the May. MPP for your 2 amba, yes, a ma, and this no. Or your Ghana one. In your home, then the MP and this way you, yeah, when the day, yes, one.
All right.
Say 4 years' time, said the man over here, Ghana for happy, but then you're doing it. In your MPP for Nobacata in there.
All right. Nyamisho, so good evening. Yes, sir. That's it. Okay.
I'm afraid I'm a credit. I'm going to go and papa. Independence, we don't go for one of my gun on quay. In Tinkan, with him for the heritage month, I have gun on Uncle and Canadian coffee and going to invite one. Then can I change now? We are now upon Uncle Menso. Yembo Pokui, I don't know, so MPP news and it's a new deal, you know, and it's very Pokui. Uncle now. If you send it, he said, oh, man, paying the corner for the what's so called, and it wasn't any Uncle now. You ought to be in for policemen and go to the uncle's gun, you know, MPP, but ought to do Uncle Saddam or a gun, Moncus by MPP.
All right.
Uncle me, if you miss a cake. Your Ghana, Uncle me, you could be a school for which or school for which you saw school. Na so man pay ni bi wa bobo to ne mo tie do kwa o demis kai skabuti no odizi faudi wa ba ya brabo ye de to men point kere ye fa wudi inti no so wa nya ho demis kai oso I hope you ho nti moto na mo so man ka bi o sabi o be save cost a che wa gna still politics nti e de one way na baby all
right, but I see, Papa. Go for good evening. Yes, sir. Captain, in 10 seconds. All right, but that's it. Okay, good evening.
Famina.
Yes, sir.
Oh, into one count.
Mete Wonka.
Sir, ultimate Kababu, some question I meant. But I'm meant to ask. 20 million now, can maybe there. Have from my old currency because it will be a need 20 million new currency. Why? Mention about I'm meant to ask we are not the old currency because obviously I was at you may think there is a mere money. Why? And 68 years of Ghana. No? Fine, almost say. And I am pioneer also of that, but it's just like a target you set for yourself. Just like ending of every year, we are no set target. The moment the year gets to an end, now target, you didn't even meet quarter of it. Do you celebrate it? No, like as I will say, oh, okay, this year I will try to improve upon that and make sure that target, I should be able to do more than half. So the moment I went to my quarter, that means that you are not supposed to celebrate it, but all the same, no. And catch it, as my boss really said. And there are a lot of lapses Nanka, based on our resources that we have, we should be able to do more than that. But here's the case, we are still struggling, crawling, what I say. And it's a little bit Kasana, everything on just yet. In fact, we are not yet there. Because there have been a lot of countries we are world more than them, they're independent more than them, but they have moved ahead more than us. And that's why we're supposed to be crying now. And make sure that whatever is needed, you should be able to do it. And that's why this government and for that matter, Mahama have started. What I said, whoever will come after him should be able to follow his footsteps and make sure that better things are done in the country for the indigenous people to also benefit from it.
Fantastic. Last caller, good evening.
Good evening, man.
Nana kwame ando ma dey ofe. Dumu radio no.
Mama chair, Mr. Wulidin. Wa boy do papa wa take chire nyem ma Ghana ko.
Oye Nuruddin, oye Wulidin.
Wulidin. Mama manda mana num ko menyim ai. Mo sem din oye kise din o di se da. Mo sem din baby ya den kakam. Mama ko menyim. Agwamra.
Papa.
Yes sir. Ino kire MPP for some we be. This matter, I said, we face Kapa. On a Jadamani Mamma Bello Moon day. This action, and people will still trouble with it. If you want to go to Kalim, no, they could be a human. They go to take the car more. No, they could be a human. Because up and over a manager, on a Jadamani Mamma, and that the Bello Moon day. That's my trouble, if you're a young can. In the second, we will try to one. Or then what about Roma Daya? I'm not picking on that now. Until we meet day. Every dream, over somewhere we do. Let them still work at one. While some of the first match with the Chirwagana family now. On the one, it's a morning, every motor can. On the Mr. Woody, or a text in Yemen. It's not that. That Ghana, this I'm a Yemen so one. President of Yemen before, in the Ghana one can. No more than why one pay and one can. But I say,
Maso, let us say, Esman, I hope you're doing well. I always say God bless you for the good works you are doing well for the city and the region. This guy that you bring to the studio is very, very intelligent and eloquent. I enjoy his submission. I wish you feature him along your program every now and then, rather than bringing these party communicators who only come to defend their parties. Mike Agbeko. Uncle Mike, Osman is my co-host too. Osman is my co-host. Okay, so no. Ibrahim Ampa, Nusruchen or Facebook. This NPP guy really know the needs of this country. No wonder you had 38.2%. All right. Okay. Greetings. Okay. Okay. GTZ is German. All right, so I'll talk about the NGO no. Okay, but I'm sure. German funded agency. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hello, Mr. Host. I'm Safety from Abra. You said 200 and what for the Bank of Ghana head office? 200 million. Kwame Nkrumah said when change is too long delayed, violence will break here and there. Not that man planned or willed it, but its accumulation will erupt like a volcanic fury, my brother. A volcanic fury. My brother, let our misleaders continue this path. we the youth are not coward. That day will surely come. All right, where I say. Okay, please tell the man that to be careful what he's saying about the youth, please, and please again, don't angry us. Where I say, also there, and Samaba. Fellow Ghanaians, let's call a spade a spade. In the history of development goals, JB Dankwa is totally out of coverage area, period. The records and history, it's there to show. But I say, our also messages are Aisha Khalifa, the taxi driver. Yes, my favorite political communicator is on. Greetings to Mr. Kabina Nuruddin Issa. But I say, engineer. Yeah, Yanko. Okay. Engineer Nuruddin, Yanko. Yanko. Engineer, 10 seconds, Yanko.
In fact, the so-called budget 20 million. I don't know where even that figure is coming from, but it's coming from the NDC, and they are saying that they have spent. They have saved.
But one any counter argument on that it is not true.
You see, the mere fact that I'm a counter argument, there is not true. There, what they are saying is true.
Okay.
They couldn't even give us how much they spent. You couldn't give us details.
All right.
Catch all there until they give us details. They now are spending. Then we can interrogate it. Sure, Mrs. Assessment Maska with Waha. I mean, the Menjins there 5% now. Nuruddin's was spending. Or Nuruddin T. Only busy. The same thing, Uncle Suman. Yet, if it's poor, you be punzi.
Okay.
It makes American there. Much as we are reducing their cost, the significance and the impact of the systems, more mass than Yanton.
When I say Yanton,
I think the appropriate time will come.
Okay.
Then we'll talk about this education holistic
Okay.
issue. Because we don't have to find position. If agents are what one point you want.
Oh, that is. Hey, you need 30 seconds, Yanko.
Okay, we try to know.
10 seconds, Yanko.
Okay, we try to know.
Nina, is that so? I didn't try.
Yeah, no, so in on the other try to know. You must know.
I must have.
Mr. Sample thing. That man that I know, Jubilee House, Flagstaff House. Ghana Lucy Bibia.
In Lucy.
Nti President Okasan Ose, there was a 13.7 million. The following year, we spent 15 million.
Yes.
This year, 2025, the budget was 20 million. John Dramani Mahama, also there. We kijina Ghana workers winning him. The Mahoma Rishan Yam Farm Mahan. I in Nara, baby on manner kwan, or you who. Ntayin na yan tenase. Na yan hwe. So you cannot watch the 10%. No owie, no can spend 20 million. Or the celebrate independence. Independent, yeah, the year Azibi. And if you look at the 1951 to 1959 educational plan, Kwame Nkrumah educational plans too. First one on 1951. No, my president impo. Kwame Sika, yeah, the year. Go and check. On domophone, eh, what can there? Kwame Nkrumah the Mexican, or about to know who was the general of the year.
I say,
go and check.
Okay.
No, with us, I will use the Mexican by heart. What the year and the man, so you fuku, ija, ni generation won't mobile form. So only been a what the year in Germany over her. It's a batana, it's a batana, it's a batana, and Sabu, says much away. Hawaiian one can hear
aerobics now.
I am who Jamaican machine to never would be.
I will say, let's see, Uncle. Ludin Cobresa and I think Casaduma NDC. Hey. And engineer Fatoma, kept because I didn't work off a fire extinguisher and put on to me. Okay. As a living common production to be edited by Mr. Bernardo Go, Osman FKK, and a Black Who's training to L Facebook. Betway Best Saver, and a fee, Rich Royal Hotel, and one also, Yanasan, Emma, Yedijimizero, Yazebro. Yedesi, Yami Aduma, Monday, your best na is in Comobio. Have a wonderful good evening. Yakronina. Bye bye.